New at 11, a Jefferson woman is facing child neglect charges for leaving a 3-year-old in a car while she went gambling. It happened Saturday night at the Ho-Chunk Casino in Madison. Authorities were alerted to the situation when a witness spotted the girl alone in a locked SUV. The fire department had to use tools to open the SUV to get her out, while officials tried to find her mother inside the casino. The mother claimed she had gone to Ho-Chunk to pick up a friend. The girl was picked up by a trusted adult. Also new at 11, officials in Zimbabwe say the country is no longer pressing for the extradition of Walter Palmer. He's the Minnesota dentist who killed a well-known lion called Cecil back in July. Officials said police and prosecutors would work to ensure Palmer returned to Zimbabwe to face poaching charges. But today, they told reporters that Palmer had been cleared of any wrongdoing. Officials at Southwest Airlines say things are back to normal today after a weekend glitch in their computer system caused a nationwide problem. NBC's Tom Costello is at Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C. with this report.
A good day from Reagan National Airport here in Washington. Southwest Airlines says its computers appear to be back up and operating normally today, and all systems appear to be operating normally today after a very difficult day yesterday. We had significant delays at major airports across the country, at Las Vegas, at Phoenix, at Los Angeles, for example, because their computer systems went down at Southwest Airlines. That affected their mobile apps, it affected their computer check-in ability. The lines, in some cases, lasted and stretched for several hours. In total, 500 flights delayed yesterday. That means you had several thousand people affected. And today, they're playing catch-up. They say that all systems are operating normally today, and the delays that they did experience this morning appear to be minimal and now appear to have dissipated. They've now, they say, got their computer systems up and operating normally, but it could be a full day of catching up and making sure that bags that might have gotten lost get to their rightful owners, and those people who maybe missed a flight yesterday are rebooked today. I'm Tom Costello at Reagan National Airport in Washington for NBC News.
Now, if you see a SWAT team in Janesville tomorrow, don't be alarmed. Officials say the SWAT team will be training on North Terrace and North Palm Streets tomorrow. They will train from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Authorities say parking may be limited in that area because of the training. In our continuing coverage, fireworks may be to blame for a fire that completely destroyed a Darlington home. Take a look at this picture. Police and firefighters responded to the fire on Wells Street around 3 yesterday morning. Several people inside the home were able to escape safely. Now, the fire also spread to the neighboring Masonic temple, moderately damaging it. Police say a 50-year-old man and a 59-year-old woman have been found dead inside a Sheboygan home. Police were called to the house yesterday after the man and woman were found by friends. Police say their deaths are being investigated. Foul play is not suspected, and police say there's no threat to the public. The body of a saint will be on display at a Madison church this week. 11-year-old Maria Goretti was stabbed by a neighbor during a sexual assault. She forgave her attacker on her deathbed. The Roman Catholic Church declared Goretti a saint back in 1950. Her body will be on display at St. Maria Goretti Church for 22 hours starting Friday morning. Wisconsin Congressman Paul Ryan may announce his decision to run for Speaker of the House. Ryan spent the weekend home in Janesville with his family. He currently leads the House Budget Writing Committee. Ryan was also the Republican nominee for Vice President back in 2012. If Ryan has future presidential ambitions, a UW professor says he may want to pass on this opportunity.
It would be saying, I'm going to answer the call of my party, I'll be Speaker, maybe I'll survive 6 or 8 years, but that'll probably have to be the end of my career. I don't think he wants to do that.
The only Speaker of the House who went on to be elected president was James Polk, and that was back in 1844. Even if Ryan says no again, Professor Lee says his colleagues may try again to draft him to run. In our Decision 2016 coverage, Democratic presidential candidates are preparing for their first debate of the season in Las Vegas. That's tomorrow. NBC's Peter Alexander reports.
President Obama speaking out on 60 Minutes about Hillary Clinton's email controversy, saying while it's been, in his words, ginned up for political gain, his former Secretary of State should have held herself to a higher standard.
It is important for her to answer these questions to the satisfaction of the American public, and they can make their own judgment. I can tell you that this is not a situation in which America's national security was endangered.
I did not email any.
Still, the Republican Party isn't letting up, debuting this new ad. And ahead of the first Democratic debate tomorrow night, much of the focus is on the man who won't be on stage, but his podium's there just in case. Vice President Joe Biden, 2,500 miles away, spending the weekend in Delaware, reportedly mulling a run with his family. President Obama praising his VP, but taking no position on 2016.
I'm going to let Joe make that decision.
Without Biden in the race, a new poll shows a majority of Democrats support Clinton over Bernie Sanders, but add Biden and that lead shrinks. Fresh off another round of massive rallies on Meet the Press, Sanders previewed a likely criticism of Clinton as a flip-flopper.
People will have to contrast my consistency and my willingness to stand up to Wall Street corporations, big corporations, with the sector.
And touted his own left-wing credentials.
Are you a capitalist? No. I'm a democratic socialist.
As for the Republicans, despite Trump retaining his frontrunner status, the president doubted the billionaire would be his successor.
I don't think he'll end up being president of the United States.
And that was Peter Alexander reporting. An Indiana woman is getting praise for what she did to fight off an intruder. Listen to this. When a man broke into her Indianapolis home Friday morning, Karen Dolly was ready with a Japanese-style sword. She said the intruder was on drugs and was able to hold him down until police arrived. Here's what she had to say to women who may find themselves in this similar situation.
If you don't have an opportunity to get out and you can't barricade, just make it as miserable for the person as possible. Punch them in the face, gouge their eyes, punch them in the throat, rip their ear off. I mean, take out their knees. Do whatever you can, make as much noise as possible, and just go at them.
Wow. Okay. Dolly says she had to learn to defend herself after being in a violent relationship in her teens. Since then, she's gained strength and confidence from participating in a roller derby and a Middle Ages combat reenactment group. Wow, good for her.